What you doing, Diggletdreamers? You got Mathers back for more Moveset Monday. Today I'm very excited to talk about this one that Quinlan Ding and I cooked up the other day. It is Assault Vest Dhelmise. And it's not just Assault Vest, it's also Steel Roller. Which if you guys didn't know, this is one of the new Isle of Armor move tutor moves. 130 base power steel move, which means Dhelmise does get stabbed from Steelworker, but it fails if there's no terrain active, but if there is terrain active, it's super powerful and destroys the terrain. So it's a super cool steel move that this thing gets, and I think in the current OU metagame, it's actually super underrated, super powerful, super cool. This thing, okay, let me go over the set. Power Whip is its main grass stab, which is nice. Super strong, 120 base power. Poltergeist is its best ghost stab move. This is a little bit interchangeable with Knockoff, but I do kind of like Poltergeist a little bit better, just because it's stab, it's super strong, and you get to scout the item, but also it doesn't knock it off or anything. So it stays consistently strong, which is really cool. And then Earthquake, because Earthquake is just such necessary coverage, and it's just great for like catching like Heatrans off guard and stuff like that. But let's look at the stats. So if you didn't know, Dhelmise has base 131 attack, which is just so strong, so ridiculously strong. It has very decent bulk, 70, 190, not great, but paired with an assault vest, it does make it pretty cool. So what you want to do is basically run max HP, well, not completely max, because you want to be 343, because when you come in on, I think it's Stealth Rocks, you know, makes it so you switch in at least one more time, rather than if you had 252 and had an even number stat for your HP, and then 64 in defense, and then you just want to throw the rest in, or special defense, and then throw the rest into attack and make it an adamant nature. So this is a super cool thing. Quinlan Ding and I actually ran max attack, max HP, but after looking at it a little more closely and in detail, I found that 64 special defense is actually a pretty magic number, and I'll show you the calculator right here. Choice Specs Timid Spectrier Shadow Ball, guaranteed to live from full. Guaranteed to live from full. Isn't that crazy? Spectrier, 145 base special attack. This is the Pokemon that everybody's been talking about. And not to mention that Poltergeist does almost kills 2 Spectriers back. So that's absolutely crazy. Yeah, and with how popular the Spectrier set is and how often people like to just click Shadow Ball and expect it to KO, I think this is really cool. It also, Power Whip has a pretty good chance to KO too, so if you feel like you need to, you know, if there's a chance you might switch or something, maybe you go for the Power Whip and try to catch the water type coming in or something. Not that, I don't know why people would switch a water type in on Dhelmise. But another great thing, Rillaboom. Knockoff, obviously doing a pretty good amount of damage, but you have a chance to live. You have a 6.2% chance to live a knockoff if it's banded. But the cool thing is the Grassy Glide. So if the Rillaboom is like locked into Grassy Glide, you eat that up, and you're doing a heck of a lot back with Steel Roller. Not to mention you're eliminating the grassy terrain, which is really cool. So with things like Rillaboom and other terrain setters running around, it's pretty awesome. Like, so for example, I'll show you one of the Tapu Lele, one of the other top special attackers and terrain setters. Look at, none of these are doing enough. None of these are doing enough. Even Psyshock Psyshock, Psychic, neither of them are doing enough, even with a terrain boost. And Steel Roller is killing 2 Tapu Leles, no problem. Not to mention Power Whip and Poltergeist also doing a heck of a lot. Let's look at Tapu Fini. The standard, like, whoa, what is this? This is crazy. Who's putting these? Well, anyway, Steel Roller doing 57 to 67, and Power Whip is a clean KO, no question. and you're only taking 19 from Moonblast, 8% from Scald. So hopefully you don't get burned, but let's see. Wait, can I not change that? Why why isn't it letting me choose a burn? Can I not do that? What the hell? Well, okay. It's not letting me choose a burn. I don't know. Can you guys can see that, right? But I'll just put it at half attack. Still 2-hit KOing with Power Whip when burned, which is pretty cool. Other things. Oh, that's the good Tapu. The other Tapu accidentally hit Caps Lock. Joyce Band Bulu. Tanking any hit from this thing and easily knocking it out with Steel Roller. Knock it out and get rid of the terrain with Steel Roller. And these are things that might want to stay in. I mean, people probably want to switch out their Tapu Fini on a grass type, but the other ones might actually want to stay in and try to hit you, especially because not a lot of people know, especially in the OU meta right now, is a lot of people that don't really know what Dhelmise is going to do, so you can totally catch people off guard. Let's look at Dragapult. Let's try the Choice Spec set. Eating Shadow Ball at full, easily eating Shadow Ball, and easily KOing with Poltergeist. Let's look at Landorus. Eating it up, and Power Whip almost KOs. Poltergeist and Power Whip easily 2-hit KOing, and you're not 2-hit KO'd by any moves from Landorus. And this thing still has HP Ice. Another thing popular in the meta right now, Landorus T. Tanking any hits. Let me put in Knockoff though. This Knockoff probably does a lot. You do have to watch out for certain things. But you are eating a Knockoff, and Power Poltergeist doing a heck of a lot back. Although I guess you would be at -1, wouldn't you? But maybe. We'll see. Depends on if it's switching in on you or if you're switching in on it. So yeah, there's a lot of crazy. I mean, this thing is so unexpectedly good against a lot of the things that are in the meta right now. Let's look at what is it called? Naganadel. Fire Blast from. Oh my god, with no boosts, you're eating these up. Fire Blast is a 2-hit KO, but they gotta land it. And you're easily KOing with Earthquake. Oh my god. Poltergeist also has a chance to KO. Yeah, I think this thing is pretty underrated right now. Let's look at Genesect, actually. Let's look at Choice Band first. Okay, so you're doing... Oh my god. Let's just see if you have Stealth Rock up on that side. So you have a 37% chance to OHKO with Stealth Rock damage with Poltergeist, and this does 2-hit KO you with Iron Head. But what is there? Do they have the Genesect like spec set in here? 1v1 choice specs. Oh yeah, tanking any choice specs hit. Ice Beam obviously very close to KOing you at full. But you're doing a lot of damage back. Oh, and same with Flamethrower. But you are tanking hits from Specs Genesect. Timid Specs Genesect, I should say. Oh wait, this is not max. Still tanking. Still tanking with max. Okay. Anyway, that's for the calcs. I want to show you guys a few replays. This is... me and Quinlan Ding were playing on the same account the other day. Still hoping to get my Walmart gift cards from this guy. But just watch this. Eat the Knockoff. This is turn 1. And then Poltergeist just blows this thing away. So this thing is so ridiculously strong. Obviously that's the only real part of the replay that I wanted to show you guys. But I have more. This is kind of towards the end of the game here. Oh yeah, the other thing. I forgot to put that in the calcs. Regieleki is something that you tank hits from very easily. Obviously, being a ghost type, you dodge its coverage moves, which are just like extreme speed and explosion. I don't know, but you eat the electric type attacks because you are resistant to them. So easy switch into Regieleki, tanking 20% from Volt Switch, and it brings in the Suicune, and like Ice Beam, no problem, and then Power Whip, KOing that Suicune right back, and then the Regieleki comes back in, Volt Switches again, even though it knows it didn't do that much, and so the Landorus comes in and unfortunately misses the Poltergeist, but that would have been another KO for Dhelmise right there, 90% chance. And so right here, unfortunately for my opponent in this part, Tapu Lele is in, and Dhelmise just switches right in. Well, I mean, I think we let... Yeah, he knocked out, he Dragapult U-turned on Moltres. So here, I'll just go one more turn back. So Moltres is also a great Pokemon. Live in that close combat, getting the Berserk, and knocking out the Pheromosa. Didn't expect to be showing that off right now, but the Dragapult comes in. Oh yeah, Moltres is great. I'll be doing a Moltres moveset Monday too soon. But U-turn obviously knocks out the Moltres there as he brings in the Tapu Lele. So I'm like, oh perfect, let me bring in Dhelmise. Going right for that Steel Roller, which with a crit does 64 to Genesect. Of course, got to switch out there. We actually say finally we can rest because that was the first time we got to use Steel Roller. The Genesect U-turns on the Regigigas, and we basically just let it go down because we're like, okay, let me bring back Dhelmise. And he just is forced to let his Genesect go down because what else can you do versus Steel Roller? And I just noticed that was also a crit. Decide to just let Entei go down here, why not? We got a few switch-ins, and we basically just wanted to keep clicking Steel Roller. So we're going to Cinderace here. It switches out. We knew he would switch out, so Tapu Lele takes this. Knock out the Tapu Lele with U-turn. In comes Dhelmise at full health. Dragapult Shadow Ball is not nearly enough, and down it goes to Steel Roller. So if you want to use this Pokemon, I highly recommend it. It is super underrated at the moment. Obviously, you just want to watch out for taking a lot of chip damage. You could even run like Rapid Spin on this set or something. I don't know. You don't really want to come in on rocks, especially if you see something like a Spectrier or a Dragapult on the opponent's team. But it's great to switch in on things like Regieleki, grass types, water types, all that good stuff. So things to pair this with would probably be things with U-turn that can get this thing a free switch in, hazard control, defoggers, and rapid spinners that can get rid of the hazard, so this thing doesn't have to get weakened. Because usually after like if you take a Stealth Rock or Spike hit, you're not going to be tanking those Shadow Balls as much as you want to. And the other thing that I was going to say, maybe like an Aromatherapy or Heal Bell user, like a Cleric, that can, even something that could like pass a wish to it, but something that could also like heal status conditions. Like if it gets burned or poisoned or something, it's not going to be doing what you want it to do. So it's good to have something that works like that. I mean, obviously I could go through the top things in the tier right now. The best defoggers like Corviknight. Would one of these Articuno maybe? No, I don't think. Does Articuno Galar even get defog? Yeah, things like Corviknight, Landorus even, because Landorus gets defog, doesn't it? Latias get defog, although I haven't seen them on the ladder like at all. Mandiba's a good one. Other things like Wish Passers like Blissey and Clefable are probably pretty good ones. Clerics, I'm saying. Heal Bell, maybe like Umbreon or something, I don't know. They do kind of help each other out with the fighting, and obviously Umbreon resisting the Ghost and Dark type moves. And what else did I say? What was the other thing I said? U-turners. Cinderace is a pretty good teammate with this thing, getting to U-turn on it. Landorus Therian, probably a really good one too. Just being able to U-turn out, give it a free switch in and stuff like that. So that's kind of things you want to think about when you're putting this on a team. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, and let me know if you use this thing in the ladder and if you see any success with it. I apologize if you don't, but that's going to be it. for this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Leave a suggestion down below if you want to see anything featured on Moveset Monday, and I'll catch you then. Peace out. Keep dreaming. Goodbye.